Where is skepticism? Skepticism is lint, it's dust, it's nothing, it has no base and form. All it is just questions. Skepticism is as if asking for a truth that is not based on common sense and rationality. Eternity exists. Nebulas exist. They are not just beautiful clouds of colors in aura. Look at us, we give no color in aura practically. We have to imagine it, whereas they are being it. Yet another debunk. This is very key. I want to really put this out there so you can really amazingly understand this. Doubt is nothing but limitation. Yet, to be a spiritualist, you cannot doubt. But understand your limitations. That's being realistic. Doubting that there is goddesses, doubting that there is goddess tranquility, goddess eternity, doubting this, yet you would believe that you have potential. In itself, that is true, but that in itself is selfish. It's being realistic. Being real with yourself. Most people find this conflicting. But realize, being real with yourself, you're trying to define your purity. The primal emotions is what really holds back most people from being able to achieve an eternal depth within. Because we are set to a mindset of shielding, survivalism, resisting, opposing, questioning, doubting, skepticism. And where does it lead? Look at the world around you. Most people are expressing skepticism and doubt. And look at the world around you. Another debunk, reality TV. It is that simple. And in this simplicity is the realization of, wait, without these circumstances, holy shit, we are looking at eternity itself. We are looking at nebulas themselves. What is to hold back eternity and the beauty of bliss and all these beautiful beings from us when these circumstances are entirely gone? Why is Stonehenge still here? Why is it these mythical presences in such words, in such music, still exist? This is where the word truth can be understood in a very complex way. Simplistic still, but complex. Once you realize that Earth is limited because of the unnatural circumstances, and you realize through obviousism, the obvious do's and don'ts, and discernment itself, eternity is always valid. It's one planet out of an eternity of an eternity. One solar system out of an eternity of eternity. One galaxy out of an eternity in one universe. Out of, probably an eternity of universes, because those universes are going to have galaxies, and the other universes are going to have galaxies. The quantifications. Quote, math can solve it all, but you're probably talking about $300 trillion of ET tech to try and configure it all. Good luck. So, overwhelming, I suppose. To just ground this for those who are finding this overwhelming, though, I did at one point understand the justifications, but I understand where I come from. I'm a walk-in. I know where I come from, and I will do a video unscripted on it. I'm starting to really like unscripted now. To ground this with those who feel overwhelmed by this. Realize you feel overwhelmed because what your structure is as a person, your process thinking, your step-by-step process thinking, it is not able to go light speed. You have to be lucid. In other words, really, don't use process thinking just to know what is obvious and what isn't. I know you have to play a duality with other people because you don't want people to think you're weird once you realize that. There are realizations, and this is what's so bizarre about unnatural reality. There are realizations that you will realize that once you've realized them, you're changed to such a degree to where your interactions with others, people are going to think you're really crazy or very weird. And in survivalistic ways, it's best to just kind of keep the facade going. Because if enough people think you're crazy, you will be put in a mental hospital. And that just goes to show how far this has gone. I would rather believe in a dream than this unnatural reality around us. But the basis of a dream is know the discernment, know the truths, the obvious do's and don'ts. Obviously, that is a word of absolute epic bliss, because it speaks in such profound obviousness that there's almost a cosmic clarity behind it. I slightly lost my train of thought on that, but that's how it is when it's unscripted. With the realization of understanding that eternity exists and this overwhelmingness that you realize, you're overwhelmed. I know I spoke a little bit about this, but I just really want to try and help you in general. You're overwhelmed because, yes, the way you process thoughts, you take a step-by-step action. Back to lucidity. My point on that. There's more than that. To be is not process. It is to be natural. It is to take in whatever occurs with you and discern. How to explain discern? You just do it. What instructional booklet does anyone need to actually understand? Compare and comparisons. Process of elimination. You look at the circumstances around you. Are they more beneficial or are they more limiting? That's simple. That truth alone allows you to be and allows you to become more and above this reality. Transpiration. Transpiration leads you above the clouds into space. This is very interesting because then this is also the chalk of the 13th. This is also synchronized with the 11th dimension. The higher you go, the more you realize. If you could realize yourself as a God self, if you are a spiritualist that realize there's a God self within, goddesses exist. You are special, but you can't single out. One is one of the most flawed, oneness, this philosophy of one is one of the most flawed spiritual philosophies because it singles out, and it's unrealistic. Humanity is not ready, realistically, to be as one. And as one, that means to agree on one truth, and that is life. To agree on life means absolutely everything potential and progressive. That's simple. Now, as far as relating, yeah, it can almost seem like you two are one and the same. Literalism with spirituality on an earthbound logic is I have to admit, it is dangerous. Because as it is, most spiritualists agree that light and love is all you need. That is two dimensions on an eternal eternity spectrum of understanding and discernment. Because what story is there behind you that allowed you to discover love and light? That is part of the spectrum. You cannot just come up with the sum of two dimensions of reality when you have bliss, serenity, transcendence, ascendance, transpiration, inspiration, enlightenment, sensuality even. So this is where we come back to the cosmic shift. There is a goddess consciousness arising on Earth and in this entire solar system. And this goddess consciousness is what is both, yes, overwhelming, but at the same time, there's an absolute mystery of something invisible within that is growing and understanding. This is why you're not exploding at the seams. I have talked to some that seem like they're just ready to snap